Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibs7 here again, and welcome to another episode of the Hardcore Iron Man Progress Series. In this video, we're going to be getting into some more quest completions, as well as working our way towards some of those more important quests that we want to finally get out of the way here. We are pretty much firmly out of the lower leveled crappy quests that you don't even really want to do, but have to for the quest points and for the quest requirements for other quests. We are now well into some of the more difficult quests in the game. Some of them, possibly even getting a little bit dangerous here. We will be moving away from quests pretty soon for a little bit to do other things. Got a bit of some kind of like a lot of skilling coming up in the next couple of episodes, and then actually some decent bossing, not super high level, not even mid level really, but some of the lower level bossing that you want to get into early on in the account for certain items. You might be able to guess what I'm talking about, but you'll have to wait until that episode to find out what it exactly is. But without further ado, we're going to jump into the first clip here, which is post-commentary. We do have a couple of live comms in this video, but this first one is going to be starting off with some posts, so let's get it rolling here. We have a quest here at the Void Knight Outpost. I don't quite remember which quest this is, but it is obviously one of the Void Knight quest chain quests. Kind of an interesting quest chain, in my opinion. It's only 3 quests long, I believe, maybe 4 quests. I'm not sure, though. It is definitely a very compact quest line and kind of interesting. This one is a Void Dance, when you get some decent XP for it, including 8k summoning, importantly, and 50 commendation points if I ever want to go for any Void. But that got me up to 50 summoning, which is very nice. I think that is a requirement for a different quest later on, but I'm not 100% sure. And we also got a Herblore and Hunter level from that as well. Very nice. No, it is not a quest requirement, but yeah, I think that's the second quest in the chain. So the last one is the Pest Queen. I think there's only one more after that. But yeah, we got to hand in this thing for 50 commendations. But overall, pretty easy quest. I think the Pest Queen quest requires a bit more high levels for, but so we can't do that yet. But the next clip is going to be live comm, so check it out. We're about to finish up the Taibo When I Trio quest here, finally, after failing it quite a while ago now by burning the Karambwan. I was unable to complete it without 65 fishing, which I recently got 65 fishing here just for this quest for the most part, because I have needed a spear now for a couple of different things, and you can't smith spears until after you complete this quest. So I figured I would get it out of the way now so I can start smithing spears and get some other things done as a result of that. So I'm going to be doing that in the next couple of clips. There we have Taibo When I Trio completed with 2 quest points. I also got the full fishing outfit from Fish Flingers while I was doing this fishing training, so I now have that full 5% XP boost from there, which is very nice. So yeah, glad to finally get this quest out of the way. Really unfortunate that I burned the Karambwan and couldn't do it a lot earlier, but at least we got it done now, and we can go on and do the piece of barbarian training that you need to make spears, and then make the ones that I need for some more quests, as well as the Falador medium tasks rather. And I'll see you guys for the next clip. We are finally about to finish up this absolutely horrid quest here as a first resort. This quest sucks so bad, and it's even worse on Iron Man because you have to get the La Rupia fur by yourself, you have to go catch some chompies, you have to cut a lot of eucalyptus logs that are pretty slow to cut. It's just, I hate this quest so much. The random bug clearing pool thing, just, man, terrible quest. Hate it so much. Can't get much worse than this one. Obviously it's could be worse with the I'd say it's on par with the ones where you have to wait for stuff to grow and stuff. I don't know, it's just really bad, and it takes a long time to complete because of that. But we managed to finish it off here, thankfully, and this was the second thing that I needed spears for. I did complete the Falador medium tasks, which required the bronze spear for a scarecrow, and this requires 4 spears for the cooking pit that you see right there. And previously you could get these as drops from the ogres nearby, but ever since mining and smithing, that's no longer the case. So completing Taibo When I Trio allowed me to finish off all these other things without having to skip over them for too long. And I'm glad I went and did it and got my fishing up as a result. So here we have, as a first resort, 1 quest point, 15k fire making, hunter, and woodcutting XP, as well as access to the spa facilities. And the main thing that I'll be able to do after I get my mining up a bit more is mine the sandstone thing that's over here. So that'll be good to do, because it's obviously important to get flasks for the late game. So we'll definitely want to start doing that as soon as possible. Funnily enough, the platypus that you release at the end of this quest give you caskets sometimes, and I got a court summons from one of the caskets they gave me, so I guess I should go complete this. That's kind of funny, I thought. But yeah, that is a pretty good XP rewards as well. We got 50 hunter from that, very nice, and 52 fire making. So finally done with that quest, very happy to be done with it. Next up, I think I'm going to be completing the Empire Need quest, and as a result of that, I'm going to need to get my fletching up quite a lot. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing up next here, and then we'll continue on the road to Questcape from there. Okay, so we are moving on to some more post-commentary clips here with another one of the easiest quests in the game. Kind of a quest that I haven't really done too many times. I don't really remember doing this one like even more than once even, but this is the Empire Need quest here. We are going to be lighting this pyre for the Phoenix, and it'll be reborn from the ashes, as is the lore of phoenixes and all that. This one is decent to get done because you can sometimes get a fire making daily challenge for completing the Phoenix D&D, and this does become like a D&D after the quest is over, and that gives you a lot of fire making XP actually when you complete it, so it is decent to do for sure. So that is good to unlock at the very least, if even though the quest isn't the most rewarding. But you also have the chance of getting the Phoenix as a pet whenever you do it, I think. Although that pet, I'm pretty sure, isn't required for Insane Final Boss or anything at all, if I remember right. Maybe I'll get it one day by getting lucky on a daily challenge, but I think it's supposed to be pretty dang rare, so that's probably unlikely to happen. Just have to talk to the Priest of Guthix here outside the cave. Kind of just in the middle of nowhere. We're here in Piscatoris for this quest. Oh, you actually do get a bit more decent XP than I thought, with 14.4k fire making, 12.5k fletching, which is the key one, and then a really random amount of crafting XP. We did get one fletching level up to 54 there. I didn't even realize we were this high of a fletching level. How the heck did I get that high? I think I did a bunch of willow logs that I got while getting my wood cutting up, but my skills are getting up there. We're close to base 50s, I think, at this point, so it is definitely, we're leveling up a lot more. We're leveling up quite a bit behind the scenes that I'm not really showing for the quest requirements, but once I get like up into the 60s and 70s, I'm going to start showing my level ups and, how I'm training and talking about stuff like that. But next up, we have another quest from probably my least favorite quest chain in the game, the Penguin quest chain. Definitely don't really like this one at all. And this quest in particular is quite annoying because you literally have to play like a game of Battleship. And I think the wiki guide had the exact solutions, but still, it's just like, why did they go through the trouble of programming a whole Battleship minigame that you can't even replay for this quest on its own? Thankfully, it does give some decent XP with 40k crafting and fishing, as well as 10k construction and thieving. Only one quest point, but still, nice to get that one out of the way. That is Some Like It Cold. And we get a construction and crafting level from that, as well as funnily enough, 1500 total level, which is pretty sweet. I think only 100 or 150 more total levels until we can buy our second extra life for 10 mil, although we won't be doing that right away because obviously if we have one extra life, there's no point in really having the second one necessarily. I'll obviously buy it eventually, but for now there's no real point in spending a 10 mil, which could be definitely better spent elsewhere. Next up here we have the, I think this is the Rum Deal quest. Getting completed here. Pretty easy one, bit of a strange quest definitely here on, I think this is Brain Death Island, but this is the the opening quest. I think it's after Cabin Fever though. Or no, I think Cabin Fever comes after this, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So this is like the opening quest for all of the mostly harmless quest chains and the pirate quest, which is a pretty good quest chain and definitely pretty rewarding, and I need to get it done for, of course, getting my black mask eventually and stuff. But that's the quest complete there. We got a farming level to 51 and a fishing level to 66. So pretty decent level ups from that quest for sure, and nice to get done and out of the way, as we are now moving on to our next quest, which is actually Cabin Fever that I talked about in the last clip. Probably one of the more enjoyable quests in the game, in my opinion. I really enjoy, kind of just how it's all centered around being on that one ship for the whole quest and just doing various things, loading the cannon, fixing up things, going over to the enemy ship and plundering their stuff. I just think it's a pretty sweet quest and pretty well made. I think this is one of the quests with like the highest completion rates in the game for like people who have started it. Like 98% have completed it because of the fact that it's just on that boat and you can do it all there. But that is it complete. We got 2 quest points as well as some lamps. And I don't know if this quest itself gives you access to Mostly Harmless. I think it does, but I'm not sure if you can charter ship here beforehand. But we also get 54 agility from the lamps, so pretty sweet to get that level up. Agility is never fun to train, so always nice to get some free lamps and XP for it. And now we can, be on Mostly Harmless and do various things here, like pretty much kill the cave horrors is the main thing, but eventually we might be able to do some elite clues on here as well. We're going to actually be continuing on with that same quest chain here, as we have just killed the barrel chest monster, or whatever you want to call it, the barrel chest thing inside that church area. And I think this is here on Harmony Island, one of the stranger areas in the game, in my opinion. And this quest definitely gets a bit weird with what you have to do in it, but I think this is the one where you have to build that crate at the top of Fenkenstrain's castle, and that's just really annoying. Have to fill it with like fake cats or whatever, just a pain in the ass. And the rewards pretty lackluster there, 6k prayer, and then just a bunch of other small amounts of XP, which somehow got me a crafting level to 63, which is not too bad. Can now make green d'hide bodies, although probably won't be making those too much. And we get some free herblore XP here as well, a nice 5k herblore. And I was considering using some of this on summoning. I'm not sure if I did do or not, but we get 59 herblore there, unlocking the ability to clean snapdragons. And yeah, I was just thinking like I might start using some of my lamps on summoning as well, because it and herblore are pretty much as annoying to train as each other. But next clip here is going to be some live comm. The Heroes quest, and the update being you can now do it solo without having to trade candlesticks and random quest items with another player in order to get the quest completed, which I definitely appreciate, although it does make this iconic quest a bit easier than it used to be, because half the challenge of the quest was finding those people to do it with. But that's the quest completed. Get 1 quest point, access to the Heroes Guild, which I don't think there's anything really useful in there nowadays. I'm not sure what rocks are in the basement since mining and smithing. And you get a very random amount of XP and a lot of different skills, as you can see by all these lamps. So they just give you a ridiculous amount of lamps. Let's see if we get any levels. I kind of doubt it, but oh, okay, we got 1 strength and 1 fire making level. So not too bad, I guess. I'll definitely take any levels I can get. Let me quickly check down in this basement here what they've got. I wouldn't be surprised if it's still just runite rocks, but I just want to kind of quickly see if I can. This used to be the place to mine runite if you had the quest on. Oh, they did swap it out. So we've got Dracolith. Looks like it's all Dracolith down here. Okay, interesting to see that they did change it though. So yeah, I mean, it's a terrible place to mine. Or, well, I guess it's not too bad considering the distance to the bank isn't that horrible, but I'm almost positive there's better places to mine your Dracolith. But interesting to see that they thought of this little dungeon as they were swapping it out. Next up, I'm going to be completing a quest that I probably should have completed a while ago, and that is Throne of Miscellanea, so I can unlock the kingdom. And then I'm going to, right after that, do Royal Trouble, which will allow me to do both the Sears Village easy and medium tasks, because I'll be able to get the cider, which is a really, you either have to brew it yourself or wait until after Royal Trouble to get that for the easy task. So thankfully I don't have to do that, because I'm just going to get it from the Royal Trouble quest. But yeah, I'm going to head off and do that now. Alright, you guys, we're about to finish up the quest here. We just need to talk to King Vargas and we will have the Throne of Miscellanea quest completed. I didn't actually know before doing this you need Heroes Quest before you can even do this, so I guess it makes sense that my checklist had me do Heroes Quest beforehand, but very nice quest to get completed. We got up to 100% approval rate as well, just because I was just doing the mining, and it's actually quite fast doing the coal because it's mining and smithing rework. But let's go ahead and manage here, and I am going to deposit probably a lot of my money. Let's let's leave ourselves with 1 mil. We'll put that much in the coffers, and we're gonna put, I don't want anything on fishing. We're gonna max out wood for now, definitely nothing on mining. I think we're about to do Royal Trouble, but we're probably, yeah, we want to max out wood, and then we'll put some on herbs probably after that, I think. Because I'm pretty sure, what do you get from this? I don't know what you get from this, so I'll look between the herbs and the farm, but for hardwood, we're probably going to get most of our teak planks for construction from doing wood cutting at Apatol once we do Deadliest Catch, so I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. I think I want to go for the logs for fletching mostly, but I don't know, you get a lot of logs from PVM. I don't know. It also gives you those bird's nests, though. Those bird's nests are huge for brews, so we'll probably go for those. But yeah, Throne of Miscellanea done, and now we can just jump right in and do Royal Trouble as well, and then smash out some Sears Village tasks. Okay, for the rest of the video, we're going to have some post-commentary clips for you guys, so sorry about the amount of post-commentary we have. I just don't have too much of my time to live-com the clips most of the time, but either way, we are here on the Kingdom of Miscellanea Island, and we are about to hand in the Throne of Miscellanea quest, I think, or is this, oh wait, no, this might be the Royal Trouble quest. Yeah, I think I did Throne of Miscellanea in the last clip, didn't I? Yeah. So this is Royal Trouble. We complete that, get some XP lamps, some increased resources from Mauritania, or Miscellanea rather, and 20k coins. We also got 54 Slayer for it. And this quest is very important to complete for us because we can now complete the Sears Village easy tasks, and I believe we also have enough to complete the medium tasks as well. So we are going to be completing those for sure. I have the 5 ciders that you need, which you can buy from the underground the underground pub in the underneath the castle of Miscellanea, which you can only access after Royal Trouble. So now that I have those 5, I can go ahead and complete the Sears Village tasks finally, which was really annoying to not being able to do. We also hit 275 quest points with this, so we have ourselves another tier 3 magical dice to roll on the floor here and hope to get a die from. So we're going to go ahead and roll that, and we managed to pick ourselves up a Zamorak Stole. Not the worst thing in the world, could be a decent God Wars 1 item to start out with, but not what we're looking for really. However, we'll always take that nice 1 mil cash pile without a doubt. Nice to boost ourselves up, although we might not be needing too much more cash from these magical dice in the future, but you guys have to wait and see for some future clips for what I mean by that, although you might be able to infer. I think this quest is the next quest following up after Royal Trouble, and this is the one where I believe you do cure King Vargas of his curse. I think it's a curse, but he's like turned into, like a gorilla or whatever the hell he is. And this is, I think, the Glorious Memories quest. A bit of an annoying quest. You do have a lot of cutscenes involved in this one, but not too bad. We get 10k magic and 5k Herbal XP, as well as the unfinished Astral Rune. And we also get this XP book that we can use to get some free XP in some combat skills. I'm going to go ahead and use this all on range because that is my lowest combat stat that I want to get up the most, and it is definitely not worth using on strength or attack because I'm getting close to those being at decent levels to train. And we actually hit 50 range from this, which is very nice because that obviously unlocks a new tier of weapons for us to use, the magic shortbow and up, I believe, or not up, but the magic shortbow and rune crossbow. So happy to get that because it's definitely annoying to train range at a lower level. Next up here we have the Family Crest quest to complete, which is definitely a good quest to get done because A, it lets me put my silver and gold ore into the metal bank, and you also unlock the family gauntlets, which are actually, in my opinion, more useful for smithing than they were even before when they were the goldsmith gauntlets. They can now be the cooking gauntlets, which are always good to save you food that you might have otherwise burned, and they can be the smelting gauntlets, which puts bars directly into your bank or your metal bank instead of your inventory, meaning you can do 60 at a time, which is very useful and saves you a decent amount of time having to put them away, and you can just AFK for a bit longer when you're doing it with that method. The next quest here is actually probably one of the most iconic quests in the game that many people remember doing, and that is going to be the Legends quest. Probably one of my more favorite older quests in the game for sure. I remember the first time I did this, it took me a very long time to complete. It's just like such an epic long quest with you battling against the demons several times and traversing the unknown depths of the Kazari jungle or Karazi jungle. I'm not sure. I've always called it Kazari jungle, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Well, I'm not even sure. But yeah, we have a very interesting menu of skills to choose from here. But I go ahead, look through them all, and decide to go with the Herblore. But there are definitely an interesting selection that they have here for you to pick from. We actually managed to pick up 60 Herblore from this, which is very nice. We really haven't trained much Herblore at all. We've just been getting tons of skill rewards from quests, and that is the Legends quest completed, 4 quest points, access to the guild itself, and we got 4.65k XP in Herblore 4 times over, giving us 60 and the Kindred Spirits quest requirement. Definitely a nice level up to hit and a good quest to get out of the way. Next up here, we have another part of the Recipe for Disaster quest, and this is one of the a bit more dangerous parts of the quest, honestly. You have to kill a black dragon, and then, you have to get blasted by this fairy dragon or whatever to get the brûlée completed, but we managed to do it with no trouble, no near-death situations. We got the Brûlée Supreme here for Sir Amic Vars, 4k Cooking and Constitution XP, and 1 more quest point. And we only have 1 single member left to get here, and that is King Awawogi, but we don't have 70 cooking, which is a requirement for his, so it's going to be a bit of time before we finally do finish off this quest, but we do only have that 1 part left to go. Next up here is a quite annoying quest in my opinion. The mini game things that you have to do during this quest are very, very annoying, especially the one where you are creeping around with the werewolf guy and you have to use very wonky controls to get past the guards and stuff. This is the Dishonor Among Thieves quest, I believe, and also the combat at the end was a bit scary. I was, not really at risk of dying, I don't think, but I definitely, it can do some damage to you, because this is one of those newer quests that I guess they kind of like try to scale the levels of the monsters to your combat, and it tends to be harder than typical quests are, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it does make it a bit tougher. And the problem with it is the rewards are just utter shit for higher levels that do this quest, like very low amounts of XP and various skills, and just nothing too great you get out of this. But either way, I figured it was time to get this one done, and I'm glad it's out of the way, because it is definitely a bit of one of the more annoying quests in the game, personally. But yeah, the final quest we're going to be completing for this episode is the Defender of Varrock quest, which is another nice one to get out of the way. I think this one actually is part of Wild Gothic Sleep's requirements, and it gives you some pretty dope XP rewards, including 15k Hunter and 10k Smithing, so pretty sweet ones there. And it also lets us do this part of the Dimension of Disaster, which I believe we'll be completing in the next video. We managed to complete get 52 Hunter from that as well, so that's always nice to knock out. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for this video, guys. We smashed out a bunch more quests, and we are definitely getting our levels up there, as you guys can see from this screen. We are pretty much base 50s, except for, I think, just runecrafting and dungeoneering. So we are getting there, and we'll definitely be getting into some PVM soon. But that's going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope you all did enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.